welcome to day 16 of Vlogtober. My name is Tracy and I am the host of Knitting on the Float. And today we're going to do a little bit of mending. My absolute favorite pajama bottoms right here, I noticed have a little bit of a spot that need mending, and then I was also noticing there's another spot that's just close by that is looking a little bit weak as well. So right here it's looking a little weak, and then we have this little part here that needs a little bit of mending. So I need to mend the mouse, and I sent a text to one of my friends and I said, do you have any flannel? Because I didn't need to get a whole lot of flannel, and this person loves to make pajamas for her grandchildren, so she had a lot of flannel, and I said, do you have anything in black, gray, red, or white? And she had a few different ones. So she had this lovely red flannel, and then there was this greeny flannel, but not quite. There's a little bit of this black, it's almost got like a little print in it, flannel as well. But I decided that I was going to go with this red one there. It's sort of right where all the seams meet in the crotch. What a horrible word that is, isn't it? So I'm going to put a patch right there. So it's not really going to be noticeable, and I'm going to stick with this red one. And what I did, and I think you're going to like this, I'm going to put a hidden Mickey as my mending. I have these fantastic cookie cutters, and this one right here I put on the flannel, and I will share with you what I have done. Oh my goodness, have I lost it? Oh, picked up the wrong piece of flannel. I have traced a Mickey head, and I've just pinned two sides together. I'm going to sandwich it, so I'll put one on the outside, one on the inside of the fabric, and then I'm going to hand sew around it. But I've got this cute little Mickey head. So just traced from the cookie cutter using a friction pen. So great for writing on fabric. I have my Mickey head right here traced, and I've got a little pair of scissors, and I'm just going to cut along the line. The friction pens are really so fantastic, aren't they? Especially when you get like a nice bright color like that that stands out and makes it really clear to see. Someone's going by really fast in a boat, so we're going to start moving in a moment. Be prepared. Get my cutting done first before the house starts moving. But yeah, I thought it'd be really cute to put a little hidden Mickey on these pajamas. I probably should use my proper fabric scissors rather than my regular craft scissors. There, I've just cut it a little bit simpler there so that I can get to that detailed work. But yeah, I thought it'd be really fun to put a hidden Mickey on for my mending of my favorite pajamas. They are just the coziest pajamas. They were given to me by my beautiful sister-in-law many, many years ago, and I absolutely adore wearing them. If you listen, you can hear the water sloshing. I'm going to tilt the camera. You can see the lights swinging as well. That's what happens when boats go by fast. I usually try and position the camera so that you don't see the swinging lights when I'm doing podcasts because it can be distracting, but sometimes I don't always get the zoom right. Okay, so I am just rounding about that ear and I'm just getting onto Mickey's cheek. And let me just give that a little bit more of a clip. There we go. And now I have 2 Mickey ears, and I am going to find my spot there, and my goal is, I couldn't find my pin, so I just used needles. It's not that I couldn't find my pins. I was too lazy to go upstairs and get them, let's be honest. So I have that little weak spot, and I just have to figure out how I want to position my hidden Mickey so that I am able to cover over those weak spots and do a little bit of mending. Maybe like that will be good. And like I said, it's in a bit of a hidden place. The only one who's probably going to know it's there is me, but then that will extend the life of my favorite pajamas. So I am going to put the other side on the inside too. And then I just have to match up where the ears are, and then I'm just going to do some hand stitching. I think I'm just going to do like a basic baste around, and then I'd like to do a blanket stitch, and I'm going to have to look that up on YouTube. And I'm going to use my embroidery flosses. So I'll find a color that goes really well and have a little bit of fun mending my pajamas, because why not? But for now, just need to match things up, get them lined up so that when I'm stitching through, I'm catching both this mouse and this mouse here. So cute little plaid Mickey Mouses. Mickey Mice? Maybe. Anyway, I will figure out the best placement and start sewing. I just basted the Mickey on both sides together, so just with some regular gray thread, and I'm now going to watch a YouTube video and remind myself how to do the blanket stitch, and I think I'm just going to do blanket stitch around my hidden Mickey. So should be cute once it's all done. I have thread 646, which is a DMC embroidery floss. I've got 2 threads. I've knotted it at the end, and I am now going to hopefully line these up as well as I can. I'm going to try and hide my knot in there. And then let's see if we can sew these together and make this look like a wonderful hidden Mickey in my pajamas. So I am just doing a blanket stitch around the Mickey head, and so that's the outside, and then the inside isn't quite as neat, although I am catching the Mickey head, so you know what, if it's not as neat on the inside, I'm okay with that. And I'm hoping this will look really quite cute as I applique this Mickey head onto these pajamas. Hopefully we'll make them last a little bit longer. I probably should have just used the sewing machine, but I may still go back and just run over it with the machine. So far, I have done the bottom half of Mickey's head, and I may go back and just maybe do a little bit of machine stitching just on the inside, just to make it a little bit more secure, but I am liking that that's looking quite cute. I have tucked the threads underneath here, and now I'm going to start a new thread and go around the ears. So the other side doesn't look quite as neat, but you know what? It's catching and just gives it a little bit of extra reinforcement. It will be fine. So a little bit more thread. Get my needle, and I'm ready to do a bit more sewing. Tasha wants her food now. I have one more ear to go, so it is coming along fairly nicely. Just a little bit more, and then I will be able to be cozy, cuddly all winter long and extend the life of my favorite pajama pants. So yeah, that'll be kind of fun. And then on the inside, not looking quite as nice, but it will do. I'll remove the little basting stitches afterwards that I've got in there. And as I mentioned, I might go over it with the machine, or I might even just, maybe I'll just do a little stitch with the 646 on the inside and make it look just a little bit more secure. So anyway, I'm happy with that. And one ear to go, and then I will figure out next steps. Can you hear the sloshing? Boats are going by really, really fast. Splash, splash, splash. I've just put a knot in my embroidery floss, and I'm just going to bury it underneath the flannel that I'm appliquing on so that it gets hidden. Little snip of the end, and I'll put my needle on the thread and finish that last ear. I have to be careful not to sew the legs together. That would not be a very smart idea. Look who has come up here to visit us, Miss Tasha. While I was sewing away, she must have slipped up there without me noticing. That's what happens when you're concentrating. Well, here is my Hidden Mickey blanket stitched on. I'm just going to take out the basting stitches that I've got in there with the other gray thread. I'm not sure whether I might just sew it down with the machine, or maybe I'll just add some more hand stitches in there just to keep it a little bit more secure. So that's the outside, and then the one on the inside isn't as neat, but it's still secured there too, and that's okay. Anyway, so I'm going to get my seam ripper here. Thick side, we'll go with the, got my seam ripper, and we'll just pull out these basting stitches. Doesn't take too long to do that. And a little bit of hand sewing. And my favorite pajamas now have a Hidden Mickey, which will help me wear them a little bit longer. So that makes me super, super happy. Anyway, that is the vlog for day 16, October 16th, and I will see you tomorrow. I think maybe tomorrow we'll do a bit of traveling, maybe go and see if we can find any hidden Mickeys or other things. But for today, a little bit of sewing and lots of nice, snuggly, warm flannel. Hope you're keeping warm. Bye. I decided to just do a back stitch on the inside of my blanket stitch area, and I'm happy that I did. It makes the hidden Mickey pop out a little bit more, makes it a little more secure, and also secures the wrong side a little bit better too, but I'm really happy with that. And I will now be able to get into my favorite comfy cozy flannel pajamas because fall is coming, after fall is winter, and I'm looking forward to snuggling up, and it's fun to have a little hidden Mickey. Oh, look at this. Looks like I have a little bit more mouse mending in my future. Thankfully, I've got some more of that flannel, and I have my cookie cutters.